All right, man. Get her done. The reason I started off with that, man, is because I've been wanting to talk about this one for a little while, man. Quiet quitting, man. I know for some people we might be a little behind on this, but it's a real thing, man. And I know it's happening across a lot of industries, I guess you want to say it, but ours seems to be getting hit pretty hard, and just nobody's really talking about it, man.
Well, what is quiet quitting, man? What is it? What do you consider quiet quitting?
I consider quiet quitting is you've been at a shitty job not because you want to be there, just the circumstances. I mean, it's either a good paying shitty job or you're just comfortable where you're at and you're not the type of person to be bouncing around.
Or you just there to collect a check. Well, along the same lines what you just said.
Yeah, because I think if you're just one of those people that collects a check, you're not a quiet quitter. I think you're just a quitter, really, because you're just going to collect a check.
Right, but you're not saying much. You just go along with the flow, and it's like fuck it.
Yeah.
Huh.
There's nothing wrong with that either.
No, hell no.
I mean, if you're comfortable where you're at and you're making, you can live off of that, then fuck it.
Quiet. I mean, so how did this whole thing come about, though? How did quiet quitting come about?
The pandemic, I think, is the one that fucking. In my opinion, because before the pandemic, I had heard anyways, I'd always heard people sometimes, well, how come I can't work from home? Especially people that sit behind a desk.
Right.
I can do spreadsheets at my house all day. Why do I got to come into the office? And a lot of it, sometimes I was like, yeah, it'd be beneficial. They call them remote jobs.
Right.
I'm like, that'd be pretty beneficial. And then it never really gained traction until 2020. Because you would always hear people say, oh, well, you're getting paid for it. You need to show up, But 2020 comes around, and all of a sudden you can work from home.
Yeah.
Lo and behold.
Yeah, they made it. They made exceptions.
They
still got remote jobs.
Yeah, they were paying for your internet. They were fucking paying for your babysitting. I mean, the fucking Zoom, I'm sure, made a fucking killing.
Yeah.
Because Zoom had never really caught on like it did in 2020. Yeah. And then you had all these other platforms come out. But to me, quiet quitting is 2020 gave those people a voice where they said, you know what? Fuck. I could have been doing this shit for years. Instead of wasting gas to fucking drive back and forth, especially the people that live in big cities that have to,
you get up at fucking 4.
Yeah, commute for 2 fucking hours just to be there on time.
Yeah.
Those people, I think 2020 is what gave people that push.
But do you think that was a shift? Did that shift us forward or back?
I think it shifted us forward, really.
But at the same time, I think a lot of that put a lot of people out of work too. It did, to a certain extent.
Mm-hmm.
Because now, we've said it in previous episodes all the time. There was a lot of money getting handed out during that time.
Yep.
People were like, fuck it. Why would I want to go back to fucking work?
Mm-hmm.
When I'm getting fucking paid, son.
Yeah. Yep. Well, see, the pandemic did a lot of good, but it did a lot more harm, I think.
Yeah.
Because, first of all, people have said it a lot of times. Especially the people that work for a living and aren't on some sort of government assistance. Right. They would always say, "Well, fuck, if they're on government assistance, why can't I be?"
Right.
Well, yeah, they came out and gave you what, a $600 fucking check.
Yeah.
That they would always say, there's no way the government can give every single person, not every single, but, adults. There's no way they can do that. We couldn't afford it, and then bam, all of a sudden is like, don't leave your fucking house. Here's $600. Yeah. And people fucking big time, bro. Yeah. Like you're saying, then instead of getting laid off, they just, hey, stay at home. We'll work with a skeleton crew or we'll shift. You'll work 3 days in the office, 2 days at home, or whatever. They figured it out pretty damn quick.
Yeah.
Not because they couldn't, not because they never could. They just didn't have to.
Right.
But then, and I think that's where quiet quitting came in, bro. And I consider myself part of that crowd, because we've all at one point or another had bad leadership.
Oh yeah.
But we mostly stick it out for our families, bro. We'll say, you know what, fuck it, it's worth it. I get X amount of vacation days. bonuses. You always find that justification.
Right.
You know? Well, then another thing that happened too is you would all, especially us in our generation still, growing up, you would always fucking hear is, oh, you're indispensable. Yeah. There's another guy waiting for you. Fucking great. Yeah. And there's another guy waiting behind him. But you're not going to get the same production. You're not going to get the same quality as you did from a person that's been working with you for 2 years, for example.
Well, it boils down to money too.
Yeah, you're going to get what you pay for.
Yeah.
You know, and
you're gonna, and that's one thing, I could tell you about, post-pandemic, if you want to call it. I mean, we call it post-pandemic.
Yeah.
The government's not going to come out and say that the pandemic's over because there's a lot of things that they got to have in place to say and, push certain agendas. Mm-hmm. So, but you and I have we've claimed the pandemic was over a long time ago.
Yep.
But the problem is now you got guys, and it wasn't so big of an issue before. Mm-hmm. Back then it was like, hey, we're going to bring you on at this rate.
Yep.
Okay, cool, man. Whatever. Naturally, the next guy came in. He made a few more dollars, or it was equal. Mm-hmm. Now, post-pandemic, it's like, hey, dude, we're gonna bring you on at this pay. Right. And I went through this. Mm-hmm. But over here, this guy has less experience. Is bringing on at double. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And they're like, fuck you, dude. And they're like, well, fucking leave then.
Right.
Mm-hmm. It's bullshit. Because I was at a job for a long time. I wouldn't say a long time, but, it was a substantial amount of job. It was a really good job. And I was at a certain rate. And they, when everything was starting to slow down, pandemic started coming around, they started taking things away. Mm-hmm. One thing I was always told, and I know you've heard this same. Once they take it away, you're never going to get it back.
Never. Nope.
You're never going to get it back.
Nope. So,
whenever the pandemic hit, whatever, I got laid off. They tried to bring me on at another rate, and I said no. Mm-hmm. This is fucking asinine. You're not gonna pay me this amount of money because I supposedly proved myself when I already worked for this company almost 5 years at a higher rate. He said, "Well, that's the best we can do." Nah, dude, that's bullshit. Mm-hmm. And then that's where you get another form of quiet quitting.
Yep.
Fuck that. I'm better than that. And you're now it's at one point we see it in the industry we work in now.
Oh yeah.
Where dude, they can't hire fast enough because as soon as they think they got a good workforce, them boys are up and going. As soon as they think they got something set up. Oh yeah, we got a good crew. Little bird, hey bro, so and so's paying fucking $5 more.
Or our industry's notorious for this shit, bro. Like you're saying, they'll get a good crew, and the wheels are being greased. Yeah. Fucking trains chugging along, and then they'll take on a little more, a little more, and then, these guys are already up to the neck in fucking work, and like you're saying, they'll meet somebody else on another location or at a truck stop or somewhere, and they'll be like, oh no, this company's offering this, blah 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 blah. Those guys are like, okay, sounds good, man.
Or they get, well, what all do you do?
And that is happening a lot more now than it used to before.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Well, what all do you do there, bro? Oh, I do this and this and this and this and then this. Mm-hmm. Nah, fuck that.
Yep.
Dude, I work here. I make this and I do this and this and that's it.
Right.
Come on.
Yep.
Sold.
Yeah, and then out of, let's say, a crew of 5, if you get 2 good guys that leave, you're fucked.
Oh, yeah.
Because now those 3 have to pick up the slack and make up for the 2 that left. Mm-hmm. Or they'll throw in a guy with no fucking experience, or with experience and is just lazy. Mm-hmm. And he's going to get, and that's the other thing. Now people are working what they get paid for. Nope. Back in the day when we started, I remember I took a pay cut, bro.
Yeah.
When I joined that fucking company, I took a fucking huge pay cut. But I had to leave where I was at because of legal issues. Yeah. With my boss.
Yeah. So
at the time, what benefited me was I could get my Class A.
Right.
So I was like, okay, tit for tat.
Degree, bro, is what they call it.
Yeah. I was like, all right, well, yeah, I'm going to take a pay cut, but of course they always sell you on, oh, we got plenty of work. Yep. You're never going to be home, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, fucking man, I don't care. Yeah. Just, I'm going to come and do my job. Yeah. Well, dude, Yeah, I was hurting for a while, bro. And I was working tremendous amount of hours, working in the oil field. And anytime you tell somebody you work in the oil field, the first thing they say is, "Oh, you're making money." You know, first. No, man. Back in the day when I started there, hell no, I took a huge pay cut.
But see, compared to where I came from the military. Mm-hmm. So the amount of money, and I tell you right now, dude, and I feel bad. I don't feel bad because our military is volunteer.
And they don't pay for shit.
And they pay like shit, bro.
Yeah.
I remember when I first got in the military as a private, was a PV2, private E2. My 2 week check, bro, was $410 pre-tax.
Yeah, because it was what, like $3,500 a month?
Yeah, pre-tax, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Pre-tax.
Yeah.
That was as a private.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm making every 1st and 15th. I was making $400, $1,800.
Yep.
And then so it's a bunch of crap. So whenever I came to the actual workforce, when I got out of the army, I had a pretty good little job. I was making more than my department head just because I was in the military. Mm-hmm. But they capped me on hours. I could only work 39 hours.
Yeah.
Because at 40, fuck. Mm-hmm. And then people knew. Even my department head knew. My boss knew I was making more than him.
Yeah.
And he told me, dude, we can't keep you around more than 39 hours because you're costing us money. Yep. Fuck it. And then he got all in the fucking shit. He went in the office with his ass in the air, started talking about I would say Home Depot. But
just might as well.
Those dudes, fucking Home Depot has some deep pockets, bro.
Oh yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is that dude was discouraged. He quit. He didn't quit, but internally in his brain, he's just like, how's this guy that just started making way more than me, and I'm half his age at the time?
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Yeah. And you know how long I was there? 3 months. Yeah. And then I came to the oil field. Mm-hmm. So, and then when I got to the oil field, it was just like, hey man, this is what we're offering, take it or leave it. Mm-hmm. And I'm just like, fuck. Oh, sounds good. Then I got my first check and I was like, hell yeah. But now it's just like, hell no.
Yeah.
Dude, because I remember when I first started and I was like, oh man, this is crazy. And dude.
Those were fucking difficult days, man.
Those were the times where you really had to budget. Because when I started in the oil field, and I'll tell you, this is a little too personal, but I'm going to tell you, when I started my oil field career, I came here with $100 to money. 25 of that was for a direct deposit account. Mm-hmm. After that, I had to go another 2 or 3 more, or there's two more pay periods for me to get a check, bro. Yep. And at that time, they weren't paying all that hot.
Mm-mm. No, that's what I'm saying, dude. And you work for every fucking penny.
If you got a good check, it's because you busted your ass.
Oh yeah, buddy. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And I think that's when me and you met back then. When I was still fairly new too. So it's crazy, man. It's just how things have changed. But that's what I'm getting at. The workforce, it's one of those things where you can make or break a man or a woman. Yep. And that's only 2 races in the world, man or woman.
So that's what I'm saying. We still had that mentality that our parents or our elders instilled in us and said, you have to be a good human being. You have to work hard, study hard, all that shit.
Right.
So that's the reason we weren't hopping around. And there was guys, and there's always going to be that guy that just says, I'm chasing the dollar. Yeah. And when we joined, they would always say, you have to become a hand. Yeah. I didn't know what the fuck that meant.
Yeah, make you worth it.
Right.
Make you worth it.
You prove yourself, and then they'll take care of you. And yeah, I did. It took some time, like you're saying, man.
It takes time, man.
And at our young age, bro, we were struggling no matter what.
Oh, yeah.
So when you go from, like you said, you had $100 to your name, I was the same way, dude. Like I said, I took a pay cut.
Yeah.
I wasn't used to that shit. Not that I was used to fucking spending glorious amounts of money, but god damn, dude.
You had to double check your shit.
Yeah, dude. It makes you fucking grown up. Yeah. Then there's guys that never grow out of it, bro. There's guys that'll get paid on Friday and Sunday they're asking to borrow $20. And there's always gonna be those people. But
there was a guy that I knew, man. There's a guy I knew. Even he can get mad at me only once. I don't give a fuck, and he knows who he is. Well, even in the Army, bro, he didn't do shit. He didn't do shit in the Army. All he did was play fucking video games. Mm-hmm. That's all he did. And that's fine. Whatever you do on your time off, whatever, man. But every 1st and the 15th, bro, while me and my buddies, we were out, living life. Mm-hmm. Summertime, going to the river, hanging out, doing pub crawls, getting fucking trashed, whatever.
Yep.
I'm coming back hungover from the weekend,
Mm-hmm.
Still having some cash in my pocket, after I paid my bills. Which I didn't have a lot of bills because I stayed on post.
Right.
I show up and this dude's like, "Hey man, can I borrow like $50?" I'm like, "For what?" "Oh, I don't have the money."
Yeah.
"Why?" "Oh, so what'd you do this weekend?" "Oh, nothing. I just stayed there." "Oh, so you're gonna sit there and tell me you wasted all your check on fucking pizza and video game? Fuck that, dude." Even to this day, bro. Like, and there's people that do that. I don't have no money. I don't have no money. Mm-hmm. And then there is a type. I don't know the name of the type.
Yeah.
But there is a type that no matter how much money they got, they're broke.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Don't ask them people to pay for shit.
No, bro. They're always, and they know who they hang out with, bro.
Yeah.
They're not going to hang out with broke people like that.
No, they're paying, they're hey, wait, I don't know. Or I'll get you next time.
But it's our fault, too, because I've known people like that, too. And they're fun to be around with.
But do you feel bad for them? I do sometimes.
That's what I'm saying. Sometimes they're cool to be around with, and you want them around you. So, and then before they even say, "I'm fucking broke," you tell them, "I got you, bro."
Yeah, don't worry about it.
But at the same time, when they do have money, you need to be there.
Yeah.
Because then they don't mind blowing it. You just want to be there so they can blow it on you.
You gotta be there, man. Right place, right
if you miss out, then
it's your bad, dog.
But with that being said, quiet quitting wasn't an option back then because you didn't want to be a quitter.
No, because you were looked down upon.
You were a loser.
Yeah.
You didn't want to be that guy.
No.
How long did it take us to fucking realize and say, you know what, I don't give a fuck. I'm not getting treated like shit anymore. Yeah. And like you're saying, and it always happened, especially where we were at. We said it every single time the shit would fucking fall out and we got to stay. The guys that stayed, like you're saying, they would take shit away. We'd never get it back. But then the next boom comes around. They got this big old fucking sign, hiring, $20 an hour. We're like, what the fuck? I'm making 15.
Yeah, there you are fucking, yeah.
Yeah, and you've been there for, 5 years.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Then the new guys coming in, some of them didn't know. Yeah, some of them didn't know shit. First time, wet. They still had fucking milk on their fucking mustache. No. Nothing. And they'd come in here talking shit and be like, "Oh man, fucking, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that," and then you tell them, "Man, I ain't even getting paid that. Well, why the fuck are you still here?" It's like, well, you're right, but you had already climbed the ladder. You'd invested time. Yeah. So naturally, it didn't make any sense for you to fucking just blow it because across the street they were paying $2 more. Mm-hmm. Plus they knew how to play you. They tell you, "Oh, we got this in the works. We're doing this, and we're going to give everybody a raise." And they always know, bro. Yeah. And that's a corporation, period.
Yeah. That's big business, bro.
So I think quiet quitting didn't have a name until the pandemic. That's what I'm saying, man. The pandemic opened up the workforce's eyes, bro. Yeah. Because I'm to the point where at my age, and I'm saying this across the board, I no longer am I looking out for the corporation. I'm looking out for me.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you call it what you want. You can call it quiet quitting, and I'm pretty active on LinkedIn as far as reading articles and shit. I kind of try to keep my voice low on LinkedIn because
you have a lot of your stuff,
and it affects you.
Yes, it does.
I hate to fucking. I'm not, like I said, I don't have a big footprint on there. I'm not friends with fucking CEOs and shit like that. But there's a lot of interesting articles. And the other day, I think it was right before Christmas, or it might have been right after. There was a post of a guy in a hard hat. I don't know what he did. I don't know if he was oil field or if he was a lineman. Anyways, he's got ice all over his face. His beard is all iced up. Yeah. You can tell he's in adverse weather, bad weather. And on there it says, for the guys that are out there working and blah, 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 blah. So I start going through the comments, and this one guy, he had a really good opinion. And he said, "Look, I get it. The world needs energy, and it's hard to fucking shut down operations. But is it really worth somebody's life to be out in this kind of weather?" Right. So then I actually hit on there and I was like, "Ooh, that's going to upset the fucking get her done crowd." Yeah. You know, because you're gonna, and you go through there and you have people on there. Oh, I'm mad respect for this dude. I love this industry. Blah blah blah. That's all good, man.
And that's pride, bro.
And I was there at one point. You know, me and you both know, and a lot of the guys that we work with, you know, especially around our age and have been in the industry long enough, we fucking know, dude.
It's all fuck it, let's get it done.
Right.
Say quit, bitch.
To a certain extent.
Yeah.
You know, and just like I was telling you, you know, right before Christmas. So I commented on that, and I got some likes and I got some comments. Really nothing negative. But then as I'm scrolling down, you know, then I start seeing the negative shit. Oh, all of y'all that fucking say, you know, he shouldn't be out there are lazy and this. And I'm like, nah, bro. That dude's got a family.
Yeah.
I'm assuming.
Yeah.
I'm assuming. Otherwise, he wouldn't be out there.
Right.
You know, and I'm like, this dude's got a family, man. What if this guy dies of pneumonia or he fucking slips or does something, you know, his family's gonna suffer.
Yeah, they're the ones that suffer.
His company's not gonna fucking say, hey, since your husband was out there on this day, I'm gonna take care of you for 10 years.
Nope, no, they won't. Actually, they'll actually do an investigation
and blame him
for his downfall.
Yeah, exactly. And they're gonna say safety. He knew.
He knew better.
Oh,
and that's when they go to the safety court.
Yes,
so
sir.
Your husband, because you know the wives or spouses or whatever fuck you want to call them nowadays, they don't know.
No, they don't know. They don't know the details.
Yeah, they assume that their loved one's doing the right thing all the time.
Yeah,
and they could be.
Yeah,
but there's always that one time, like me, dude. There's times I don't wear my safety glasses, and I know I don't wear my safety glasses. But let something happen.
That's everybody, bro.
But let something happen to my fucking eye.
Oh yeah.
And I go fucking blind.
Yep.
Oh, he wasn't wearing a safety glasses, so there's no repercussion on us.
Nope.
Because he went through this safety class, he went through this safety class.
Oh, and the insurance fucking.
And boom, that's his fault.
Yeah, insurance is like, sorry, dude.
He lost his eye due to his own due negligence.
Yep.
So we are not paying out. Nope. And the shitty thing is, dude, I shit you not, and I think we talked about this real quick. The military was doing the same shit. Mm-hmm. The military was doing the same shit when was it not so much Desert Storm, but when the Iraq shit popped off, and guys were not making it, not coming home, and the government was the families were like hey what kind not necessarily benefits. What benefits, but whatever. They weren't getting allowed benefits, bro. Nope. They were saying, well, your loved one wasn't wearing his fire resistant gloves. He wasn't doing this. He wasn't doing that. Blah blah blah. And those families were left. Just it sounds ugly, but empty-handed, bro.
Yeah. All they get is, well, we're gonna carve his name in a rock.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, here's a flag. Sorry for your loss.
Sorry for your loss.
That was bullshit. And I saw that dude, and that's another reason why I got the fuck out.
It's another form of quiet quitting, bro. Yeah. It doesn't have to be the workforce, bro. It's everywhere. That's what I'm saying. And 2020 brought that out. Yeah. It opened people's eyes, and some of them, I could say, valued themselves a little more and said, you know what, I'm doing this for the wrong reason. Right. Like I said, we all do it for the family. We all do it for vacations, for education, for the kids, for a better home, whatever you want to call it, whatever you want to justify with. Yeah. So you're right, dude. Like you're saying, if let's say that dude does fucking die on there, his wife, his kids will be devastated. You're hoping, and everybody always says it. Oh, well, it's because you didn't plan right. You didn't have insurance. You didn't have, dude. You can't afford everything. Nope. You can't, man. Can't have it all. Nope. And so that's why I'm saying, me personally, I will give you 110% when I'm at work, and I expect the same. Right. And when I don't get it, and on one of my last exits, actually it was an interview. Because after I left, I was kind of bouncing around. And see, that's another thing. It sucks because you always hear, oh, you don't want to be a job hopper. Right. But then because I started looking shit up and they're all like 3 years max. You give that company 3 years max and move the fuck on. For growth. Right. So, I'm all like, I can see it makes sense. But then when you go higher on and they say, oh, you're only here for 3 years. Well, yeah, it's because I outgrew my position. I had nowhere to grow into. So now I'm looking for the new challenge. Right. And then they'll be like, we don't want to take that risk on you. Yeah. You're fucked. Well, but then you stay over here, let's say 10 years. That's also looked upon negative. Yep. Why were you there for so long? Are you lazy? Do you not like challenges? Fuck, man, you're fucked.
Yeah. Or if you and then another thing, like for instance, in my position, what I do, my next move is to be an actual fucking representative for an operator. Right. Supposedly that's like whatever, So if I was to take that move, something happens, then I won't be able to find work because you held this time.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Well, you must be a real big shitbag if you can't hold a title for or even like what I do now.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yep.
You know, and that's how it is. Or they're like, oh, we can't afford you, bro. Because I shit you not, there was one company I applied for in the pandemic. Well, actually, it was two, just to fuck around because I was losing my mind.
Mm-hmm.
I was losing my fucking mind. So I applied and I interviewed for this company, and they were just like, yeah, man, blah blah blah. And I said, okay. It was a sales position, and me being what I've done in the last 10, 15 years, 13 years, whatever. I know a lot of people, and I know how business works. So I asked him, I said, well, what's the percentage payout if I was to get a big player on board? Oh, that's not how it works. I'm like, well, if you're selling a product to that customer, you wouldn't get that customer if it wasn't for me.
Right.
So what is the pay? Oh, that's not how it works here. I said, no, bud, you don't get it. He goes, no, you don't get it.
These are our terms.
These are our, that's exactly. This is our company, not yours. You're just going to be working.
Exactly. Bro.
I said, I'm done.
Yep.
I said, and then what's the standard coming again? I said, I'm going to make a point that if I ever see your chemical on pad, I'm going to tell everybody it's trash. And I have. And guess what? They went under, bro.
Yeah.
And all I had to do was say, hey, that chemical right there, they support Democrats.
Oh, especially
even though it wasn't true. They said, what? I said, yeah, they support Democrats, bro.
Right.
Fuck that. Hey, next pad, they got somebody else.
That's what I'm saying, dude. But that's how volatile our industry is, bro.
Yeah.
Because I had whenever I wasn't job hopping, bro. I mean, same thing that you're saying, dude. After the pandemic, that was another thing. Pay.
Yeah.
They were all like, oh, well, this is all we can afford because of pandemic. At first, I was like, okay, man, I get it, All right. And I wasn't hurting, thank God. I wasn't hurting for the money, but my wife told me, too. She's like, you need to get the hell out of the house. I had done what was possibly that I could do. Anything that I could possibly do around the house was done.
The honeydews turned into honey dumps.
Yeah, So then I got to the point where I was sitting on the couch scratching my fucking belly. And she's like, you need to get out. Yeah. So I was like, all right. So then I start looking around, and everybody's the same fucking story. This is all I can afford. This is all I can do. You're getting a lot of experience. Good experience.
Pennies on the dollar. Bro.
Yeah. And then, I joined that company, and I'm not going to say I was the book of knowledge there, dude, but yeah. These guys were struggling.
You were ahead of them.
Yeah. So, I told the guys, I said, you know what? All right, I'm only going to give you what you're paying me. You're not going to get 110 fucking %.
Nope.
I don't give a fuck, man. I was like, all right.
Here, bro. Whatever.
Okay. And that's what I was doing. I was that guy. I was the guy that was doing the fucking minimum. Unless I was in a good mood, then I'd throw him a bone and be like, all right, man.
Yeah, it's fucking good.
And,
more of a self-gratification.
Right. And they were okay with that, dude. Yeah. He was completely fine. When he would try to get extra work out of me, and after 2020 is when I learned to say no. And I'd say, no, I got shit going on. I'm doing this. I'm doing. And he wouldn't really fight me on it. He'd be like, okay, no problem. I'll get somebody else.
We both know who my previous boss was,
Mm-hmm.
And that was one thing I always used to tell him. No, fuck that. Fuck that.
Well,
fuck that. And then I turned in my fuck that or me not wanting to do it or me standing up for myself turned me into a disgruntled employee, bro.
That's what happens, bro. Yeah. That's what I was getting to, man. So then I finally said no enough times that they pushed back.
Yeah.
And when he pushed back, I made my mind up right then and there. I said, I'm done. And I called up the wife and I told her what's going on. And she told me too. She's like, you're a grown man.
Do what you do.
As long as you're doing what's beneficial for us, do it.
Yep.
I said, okay. So when he started pushing back, I let him, and I let him, and I let him. Finally, one day, I tell him, I was like, hey, man, there's my 2 weeks. I fucking knew it. And I was like, oh, so then, before, all I said was, here's my 2 weeks.
Yeah.
He tells me, I can't pay you anymore. I said, you don't get it. I'm not staying. I'm not asking for more. I said, I'm doing you a favor by giving you 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And everybody would always say, oh, you need to give your 2 weeks. Give your 2 weeks. Fuck that. Yeah. So I give him the 2 weeks. Well, then it just so happened to be right around this time. You know, New Year's rolling around. So then this guy, to fucking get me back, because I gave him my 2 weeks, he tells me, hey, there's a job coming. I need you to do it. And it's going to be 4 days. And I was like, my 2 weeks is in 2 days. No, I need you to do it. And I said, you know what? Bye. Yeah. I said, I'm done. He goes, well, I'm going to write that shit down and say, you do whatever you want, man. So then it did come, bro. It did come back and bite me. It didn't really come back and bite me in the ass, but it did. It came back.
Right.
So I start, job searching again. Yeah. You know, I'm already at a company, good company, but it just wasn't for me, bro. This was a young man's fucking game, and I'm still young, but my body says otherwise.
Oh yeah.
You know, after years and years of fucking abuse.
Fuck that.
You know.
Oh, I know exactly what you're saying.
So I talked to the guy and I said, look, man. I said, I really appreciate you giving me an opportunity, but I've got to look somewhere else, man. I said, I can't be doing this to my body, dude. My knees are fucking not doing it, man. He's like, nah, bro, I get you. He's like, I get you, man. Do what you got to do. He said, but you have a job here until you want it. That's how good of an employee I was. And everywhere I go, everybody tells me the same thing.
Right.
So I go for an interview, and this dude tells me, hey, didn't you work for so-and-so? Because, he looked at my resume. And I was like, yeah. He goes, okay. This was a phone interview first.
Okay.
And he goes, you work for so-and-so? I said, yeah. And he goes, all right, well, come in, on a Thursday. I said, okay, cool. So I take time off. I go for that interview. And this dude had me he was ready for me, bro. He did his homework. He was waiting on me. So we go in there and we start off, typical conversation. Everything's going good. And then he goes, so tell me, why should I take a chance on hiring you? And I was like, you saw my resume. I said, I've got all this experience, da-da-da-da. I said, it's really beneficial for both of us. You're trying to grow here. I'm.
These are my strong points, whatever.
So then he tells me, well, the reason I'm asking that, he says, because you've been through 2 jobs in the last year and a half. And I was like, yeah? Well, I consider you a job hopper, bro. My fucking blood pressure went through the fucking, right then and there. Boom. Fucking instantly, man.
Oh, yeah.
And he knew that.
Yeah,
he said, because I talked to so-and-so, and you didn't even do your 2 weeks. And I was like, oh, mother. So, dude, he got me, bro. I fucking went off. And I said, no, I presented my case. Yeah. He had already made up his mind. He is never going to fucking hire me. He only took me into that interview so he could tell that other guy, hey, man, I got him. Yeah. So when I was already fucking knee deep in it, bro, I realized it, and I was like, fuck. So I stopped. I just completely stopped. And I said, you know what, man? I said, you're right. Yeah. Don't take your chance on me. I said, I hope you find who you're looking for. I said, but I appreciate it. And he goes, no, you don't get it. He said, I'm not hiring you. And I said, I know. I said, you got me, dude. And I did tell the guy. I said, you got me, bro. I said, you fucking got me. You wasted my fucking time. Yeah. I said, because you knew that other guy. I said, now both of you are going to go fucking jerk off together. I said, and talk about how you fucking got me. Yeah. And he goes, what do you think about how you want? And I said, no. I said,
that's what's going to happen.
I said, man to man, bro, you got me, dude. I said, you taught me a lesson. I said, fucking learned. I said, I wrote it down, man. So then, later on, I see this guy on location. And he goes, hey, man, you still looking for a job? And I said, fuck you, man. He said, no, dude. So now he starts telling me what he's offering me. I said, no. I said, no, dude, I'm not. I said, you couldn't pay me. You couldn't afford me. I said, because now it'd be under my terms. So shit like that, bro, our industry is very well known for that shit. And especially now, it's gotten worse. It's who you know, not what you know.
Yeah.
And talking to a bunch of guys that came up around the same time we did, bro, it's the same fucking story.
Yep. Either that or they fucking forget where they come from, bro.
And that's another thing. Is the guy who already made it, it's like, fuck everybody.
Yep.
And I'm the same way to a certain extent, bro. I mean, we both worked hard to get to where we're at.
Oh, yeah.
And if I kind of knew a guy, for a little while, I'm not going to let that guy in, because I don't know what that guy's going to do.
Yeah.
And I've had guys tell me before, oh, dude, you know me. And I flat out tell them, no, I don't, dude.
Yeah.
I worked with you for an X amount of time, dude. Yeah, your ethic was great then, but I don't know what you've done since,
Yeah, and that was, that's one thing, that happened to me in a previous employer, I had a real big name with the customer, and I felt I trusted a dude and to take over while I was gone in my absence because I needed time away, dude. I was burned out. I just couldn't handle it anymore.
Yeah.
I was just my head was crazy, and yeah, man, I get back and we're fucking gone. We don't even do business with them anymore.
Yep.
And I don't, to this day, I've heard a few conspiracy theories about what happened there.
Yeah.
But to this day, I still can't. And then other people want to even sit down and talk. Yeah. And it's crazy. And it's just like, what the fuck did I do? I was gone when all this shit went down. But it's my fault. Yep. I don't know, man. I think a lot of that has to do with the generation. We got the generation. So you still have, like you said, you still have the old timers. Yep. And I sat there and thought about this the other day when I was on the job. You and I are now considered old timers. Yeah. Because I was there on the job and I was talking to this young kid. He was about 22. And he's just like, man, how old are you, bro? And I told him, so. He goes, damn, you're old. And I'm like, fuck you, dude. Yeah. And he's just like, no. He goes, no disrespect. He goes, all I'm saying is, dude, I don't want to be doing this shit at your age. And I'm like, what the fuck do you mean? He goes, nah, man. He goes, just fuck that. I'm trying to do this shit for 5 years and get the fuck out. I'm like, that's what I said.
Yeah, that's what we all say, bro.
I said, that's what I said 10, 15 years ago. I said, so, good luck. Yeah. Nah, man, I'm telling you, this is the one. I said, dude, I'm telling you, bro. What's going to happen, I told him, what's going to happen is you're going to be in the highest spots. You're going to make it through the lows. And then you're going to be like, fuck, this shit's actually happening. Then you're going to make it back up, and it's going to drop again. I said, trust me, I've been through it. And I said, but don't. If you want to get the fuck out, get the fuck out. Get your money and leave.
Or get out now.
I said, yeah, or get out now. And he goes, nah, fuck that. Nah, you just don't know. I was like, okay. So anyways, he was a 20-something. So that is a different generation. I don't know if it's Gen X or Gen Z or whatever. But I've noticed that a lot of those 20-somethings, they're fucking lazy, bro. Yeah. Like, they're lazy. And it's funny because, you bring that up. So we're considered, you had the boomers, you had the fuck was it after the boomers? I gotta look it up. But anyways, you had the gens, you had the boomers, and then you had millennials. The boomers, and then there's another generation, and then millennials. Well, we're considered millennials.
Is it the Y generation?
No, why? No, I think those are the ones afterward.
Oh, I'm not. I know some of them, but I don't know them all in detail.
But let's see, was it generation? That names. Boom. See what it says here. Okay, so the generation. Okay, so you had the silent generation from 1925 to 45. Then you had the boomers from 46 to 64. Okay. Gen X. So I had these all fucked up, my bad. All right. So you had Gen X was from 65 to 79.
So those are the ones
before us. Okay. And then you had millennials, which is us, 80 through 94. Gen Z from 95 to 2012. And then Gen Alpha from 2013 to 2020.
Those are the fucked up ones right there.
Those are my kid. Well, my kid. He's a 2013. But the other ones, the Gen Z.
Those.
So those kids. So those are the ones that everybody is. So during the midterms, we hadn't hit on midterms. And I don't really want to hit on it too much. Right. But this is the one thing that they did harp on the midterms. So one thing they talked about during the midterms was how Gen Z were the ones that fucked it all up.
Yeah, they're changing it all up.
You do the math right now. A lot of these Gen Z kids right now just graduated college. College, getting their foot into the workforce. Yep. Whatever. And this was the generation that they fucking targeted, like the Democrats, whoever, whatever. And we talked about it real quick. So what they figured out when they did the analysis. So I watched the Communist News Network while they were doing the midterms. And I was, we were deep into that shit. Yeah. And one of them came out and said, he goes, dude, one of the guys that was calling, stats or whatever, he goes, this is weird. So they compared it to 2020, and 16, and then to what it is now. And what these people were what they were finding out, and they were calling is that generation, they want the best of both worlds.
Right.
They want either a Republican governor with Democrat Senate, or whatever the fucking case, and it's fucking shit up. But would it be considered a fuck up though?
No, not really.
Is it or is it just us as being millennials and us being from our generation?
We're caught in the middle.
We're not used to that.
That's what. That's where the pay comes in.
Right.
Because like you were saying earlier, we've got the experience. They want to pay us a base salary, the same as one of these guys coming in.
Right.
With no education, no college education, put it that way.
Yeah.
And they want to pay us equal. He's fine with that.
Yeah, he don't care.
He doesn't care. Because he doesn't care whether he earns it or not.
No.
But we do.
Yeah.
Because we're still caught from the boomer generation that taught us, give 110% no matter how shit of a job you have.
And then to that, the millennial generation is split anyways.
Right.
You have the millennials like us that are, still old school.
Right.
And then you have the millennials, I don't want to say from
the 90s.
Mid-90s.
Yep.
Or maybe the early 90s. That are just fucking don't care. They're like, fuck it, dude.
The video gamer. The video game crowd.
The gamers, right?
Yep.
So we're still the old school. Like we always said, we were pioneers of the fucking Atari, internet, whatever, we did it all. But that's where these two generations clash, ours and the Gen Z. Because, dude, I'm telling you, they're just like, oh, well, it's not for me, and they fucking quit.
Yeah.
And I've seen it, dude. I'm just like, bro. Or you go in there and like, what I do, I sometimes got to get in people's ass, or I need to straighten them out or get them to where they need to be, or, make them think outside. Dude, they're like, dude, don't talk to me like that.
Yeah. And
I'm like, what are you talking about?
Those were the participation trophy kids. They were, bro. Because that shit started coming out in the 90s.
Yeah.
Where I remember back, because I saw it, where did I see it at, man? I think it was Family Guy. Yeah, it was Family Guy. Remember that meme I sent you about the I'm gonna say fuck it, the retards.
Yeah.
So back in the day, that was okay.
Yeah.
Back in the mid-90s, feelings started getting hurt. Can't say that no more.
No,
special needs, special ed.
Yeah, you can say all kinds of shit back in the day.
Right. So that's where that crowd started coming in, and now they're in the workforce. They've always been in the workforce, but those were the type of guys that were given the minimum fucking amount of effort. Yeah. And we just, because there was a couple of guys that I would work with, and we were the same age, but bro, we were completely fucking opposite.
Yeah.
I had my shit together, so to speak. That dude was just waiting on payday, bro.
That's it.
But we just didn't really make that fucking connection until now that we're older. We're seeing shit, and those people have kids, and they're not teaching their kids the same way you're teaching your kid.
No.
So yeah, dude.
It's a fucked up world, man. I would say it's fucked up. So, but at the same time, our generation raised them.
Yeah.
So who's actually to blame, them or us?
It's us. Well, part of the millennials.
But that's what I'm getting at. So you think about, so that's what I'm saying. Is Generation Z going to be split like the millennial ones? Because you have half of the millennials that were raised like us, or the other half that was raised on the video game era. And then, but see, that's the thing.
Right.
Now you have the clash between the two generations. Mm-hmm. Oh, your parents can't talk to you like that.
Right.
And then he's just like, what?
Yeah.
No, man, my parents don't talk to me like that.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Mm-hmm. You're not, you know what I'm saying? Fuck you, dude. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It's dude, that whole shit.
Well, because, okay, so the boomers, our parents, they put an ass whooping on us. And
hands on.
And I know many times, I never got that many ass whoopings.
Oh, I got plenty.
My brother did, though. But I remember sometimes, other family or other family members or somebody would tell us, they're whooping your ass because they love you, because they care.
Yeah.
Not because they don't. Because as kids, we always think, fuck, they beat my ass because they don't love me.
Yeah, I'm ready to run away.
Yeah. Start packing a fucking bag and shit.
Loves me.
But, now you think about it, yeah. You were making a fucked up decision.
Yeah.
Or you were throwing a fit, and they weren't going to have that.
Yeah, they were fucking straight.
So then you get the generation of us that we understood it. But then you got the other generation that says, I'm not going to treat my kids the way my parents treated me.
Yeah,
You know, I'm going to give them everything they want because I didn't get everything I wanted. And it's not...
It's not a bad thing.
In the 90s, really, you couldn't tell the difference between being broke and being middle class. Really, you couldn't.
No, you couldn't.
You know, because the broke, so to speak, they try their damnedest, you know, to give you good shoes, make sure you're wearing good clothes.
Yeah.
You know, so it wasn't really visible unless you visited the kid's house.
Yeah.
You know, but then you have the privileged ones that say, you know, oh, I'm going to give my kid everything, and that's fine.
Yeah.
You raise however you want, but we're seeing the fucking side effects now.
Yeah.
You know, you get the participation trophy kids, you know, that got one just because they showed up. Mm-hmm. You know.
And they're the ones that are just there fucking.
And now it's fucking up the workforce. So there's quiet quitting like me and you that are legitimate fucking looking for the better opportunity.
Right.
Versus the one that just says, I don't feel like going into work, fire me if you want.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, well, and they're not going to fire him. How many times have we see that shit?
Oh, yeah. Because you got a case now, bro.
No, yeah. And so to speak, they need that motherfucker to fill that gap.
Yep.
You know, because nobody else is knocking on the door.
Hell no, because nobody wants to do it.
So that's what I'm saying, bro. So it gives those people a reason to say, I'm right.
Yeah.
Or just to say, fuck it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and I see it, you know, I see it a lot, man, and I'm just like, dude, like, where's your, I told one guy specifically, I said, look, man, if you want to be good at you want to be good at something, you got to give a little bit more than what you're doing. Mm-hmm. He said, why? I said, what do you mean, why? He goes, not everybody thinks the same like you, bro.
Yeah,
and I said, you're right. I said, I'm not trying to make you fucking, I said, I'm going on a limb and say you got a dad. I don't think you need another fucking dad, bro. Mm-hmm. I said, but at the same time, take a little bit of what I'm doing or the way I work or operate and fucking just put it in your pocket and use it later, man. That's all I'm asking.
Yeah.
Fuck that. Why? They're only paying me this. I said, well, why though? Mm-hmm. Why are they only paying you? Think about it. Nah, man, I'm just here to do this and get the fuck out of here, bro. And you can't talk to me like that.
Nope.
I'm like, ain't this a bitch?
And he's right. I mean, he's right.
You know, and I'm just like, man, whatever, dude. And I'm just like, well, have you ever thought about this? No. And it with fucking attitude.
Yeah.
Like you're the dumb one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, what? He was like, no. I'm like, hey, man, do you mind if you... Yeah, I do mind. Like, you know what I'm saying? Even if your approach is right now.
It doesn't matter.
Because it don't give a fuck. They're like, fuck
nope.
you, dude.
And see, and that it's funny you say that because talking about the boomers, the ones that are still left in our industry, they've given up too.
Oh, yeah.
They've gotten to the point where they're there for a paycheck.
Yep, and that's it.
And some of them can already retire.
Yeah.
But they won't because they like the money. Yeah. Because I ran into a couple of, you know, older men with a lot of experience, dude. And I'll sit there and shoot the shit with them, and it'll be cool. And then this one of those guys shows up. You know, he's fucking, you know, laughing and cutting jokes. And yeah, I know I'm always fucking late, but I'm here anyways. And they're cool with that, bro. They egg them on. And then they look at you and they tell you, you know, you're fucking up. You need to be more like him. Too fucking late. Yeah. You've already made your fucking shit. You're on your way out. Yeah. So you really don't give a shit. You know, you depend on a guy that like me that gives 110% to see this shit through. Yeah. But you want me to put up with guys like that? Yep. Because they're on their way out.
Yeah, they don't give a fuck.
No, and you've told me before too that sometimes they'll sit there. The boomers will sit there and call him a fucking dumbass, but they like him. Yeah. You know, it's like, that's what fucks with me, bro.
Oh yeah, they like him.
You know, they'll talk all kinds of shit about him. Yep. You know, but you'll see that motherfucker in 2 years, he'll be your boss. Yep. Because he's got a fucking mouth and he knows how to talk and he's funny. Yeah. You know? Even though he don't know shit.
You don't know shit, bro.
You know, but at the same time, when you reach that level, you don't need to. Yep. Because we were talking in that last episode about jobs and Gates and all of them.
You got people to do it for you.
Yeah, you don't need to know that. Nope. So that's also fucking this industry up. You know, the boomers are on their way out. Yeah. And they already ripped your ass. They taught you your fucking lessons. Yeah. Now they're all like, fucking deal with that dude now. Yeah. I hate to be in your fucking shoes.
Yeah. No, you're right. I hear it all the time.
So fucking...
On the on-site reps, bro.
Yeah.
They're always telling me, hey, good luck, man.
Fuck, yeah.
He's a piece of shit, but whatever, dude.
Yeah.
You got to deal with them, not me.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, and let some shit go bad. It's on you. What the fuck?
Because you're the experienced one.
You're the one that needs to fucking keep an eye.
Because you're the one that shows up on time.
Yeah.
That's always ready no matter what.
Yep. That's some bullshit, dude.
But then you fucking quit.
Yeah.
You get tired of it.
Yeah.
You quit, and somewhere else you're gonna find the same shit. Yeah. Same ass thing. You're gonna deal with that dude in a bunch of different ways.
There's a ton of them, bro. Oh, they come in all shapes and sizes.
Yeah, and from fucking everywhere, dude. I sometimes.
And not just from California.
No, dude. I sometimes there's guys my age, our age, and I wonder how in the fuck have you made it this long, bro?
Well, right place at the right time, bro.
How in the fuck are you not 6 foot under somewhere, man? I think about it. I'm like, not because I wish them bad, but I'm just really fucking thinking. I'm like, fuck. How have you made it this fucking far?
Yeah. Yeah, it's true, man. This is the world has made it easier for them, and the world right now, dude. If you even say the wrong word to somebody, you can lose your job.
Well, I think eventually, I think eventually we're gonna get back to the old ways, man. There's not gonna be any other way.
Well, you think about all the stuff now, like all the stuff that's come about. I'm surprised Jinkos ain't came back yet.
There's a form of them.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Because the flat bills already came back. Hell, I wear flat bills like crazy.
I can't still, man. I still bend my caps.
The chucks are back.
See, and that's another thing. It's funny, bro, because I know when somebody's either within our age range
by their shoes
or by their hat, bro.
Yeah.
And I guess I could let me accredit it to more of the southern type.
Yeah.
I still fold all my caps. I still bend the shit out of them, like my ball caps. I still bend the shit out of the bill.
Yeah, I used to put mine in a cup.
Yeah.
Or put a tennis ball.
So whenever I meet somebody that's got a cap like mine, I already know, bro.
Yeah.
I'm like, this dude's cool. I already fucking know.
Yeah.
Not because it's hard, dude. That like you like to wear your flat bill, right. And sometimes I don't solely gauge people off of that, but it's sometimes I'm like,
it's an indicator.
Yeah, sometimes they think that they think they're badass, bro. And you look at them like we're about the same age. You can't get shit out of them, bro.
Yeah.
But I almost 100% of the time, a dude that wearing a fucking folded ball cap, bro, he's gonna be cool. He's gonna be chill.
He's gonna be chirpy.
Yeah.
He's gonna be willing to talk.
Yep.
Yeah, you can see, and shoes too, man. If you got a guy that wears chucks or whatever, you're like, okay, yeah, that cat, he's within his range. Mm-hmm. Unless you could just blatantly see it on his face, where like, yeah, this motherfucker here.
Yep.
He can barely wipe his ass.
I still dress a lot of the old ways, bro. Not like super old, man, but where was I a while back, man? Remember in the 2000s, everybody's wearing the polo shirts, the dyed jeans or ripped jeans.
Yeah, like how I'm wearing.
Yeah, that was kind of like the style for our age group, bro. You went out on the weekends and it was the fucking polo shirt and the fucking faded jeans or torn jeans.
Yeah, washed. Stone washed.
And some boots, maybe like some Timbs or something, dude. Not very many people dress like that anymore, dude. Yeah. I still kind of do.
Yeah.
I try to anyways because I like that style.
Yeah.
But when I see somebody dressed like that, man, I already fucking know. I'm like, dude, that's my people right there.
Yeah. Or the polo boots, remember those?
Dude, I still have them, bro.
I got a pair at my house,
Me too, and I love wearing them, bro. But you don't see them anymore.
No, you never do.
Nah, dude. And when people see you dressed like that, dude, you already know, dude. When you're getting the fucking hits, man, you already know it's because you're dressed from back in the day, bro. The MySpace fucking days, bro. I just, shit, dude.
Because those the zipper polo boots, boy.
Hell yeah, son.
You would never put the strap on, bro.
Nah, dude.
Get that buckle fucking loose, boy.
Hell yeah. or now you got them where people wearing them inside their jeans.
Yeah.
I never did, dude.
Or zip them halfway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was the southern fucking Timberland right there.
So I'm telling you, son. Man, it's...
Because in the Northeast, all them Bostoners and all them from New York, they had actual tan.
Yeah, and they'd wear their pant in between their tongue.
Right.
Yeah, their tongue would stick out, or whatever you want to call it, bro.
Yep.
It's fucking crazy shit, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Fuck.
That's how you recognize your peeps, son.
Yeah, I remember just sitting there listening to you. I was like, yeah, I used to dress like that.
That's what I'm saying, bro. I still do. I still do, man.
Yeah, every time. And a lot of my college shirts are all polos.
Yeah, you look at old photos from the 2000s, bro.
Oh yeah.
Hard crusty gel on your fucking hair, man. Fucking solid.
Yeah, the two-tone, the blonde tips.
With your fucking polo shirt on and shit, son.
Yeah, I still wear torn jeans, bro. I
do too.
You can't get me off my torn jeans.
I do too.
But
bro.
see, did you notice like now a lot of a lot of the shit like Abercrombie, when Abercrombie came out.
Oh yeah, an American Eagle.
Yeah, an American Eagle. All their shit was torn. My dad used to fucking hate it. He told me, said, "You paid how much for some torn ass jeans?"
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, "Yeah."
And the shirts were tight, bro.
Yeah, the shirt. You know. Even now though, but you like, a lot of the people you see on social media, especially females, their pants are all torn.
Mm-hmm.
You know. And everybody tells me, "Why you walk around like?"
Oh, you know what they call those now, dude? They call them mom jeans. Yeah. Because I took my wife to the Buckle. Mm-hmm. The Buckle was having it. They call them mom jeans, bro. Because my wife's like, "I want some mom jeans," and I was like, "The fuck are those?" So when we went and looked, I was like, I remember those pants. I said, they call them mom jeans now? She's like, that's what they call them now. I was like, what the fuck?
They used to be called vintage washed.
Yeah, dude. And they're only, 20 years old?
Yeah.
But they're mom jeans now, bro. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. I don't know, man. I mean, but we were the trendsetters, though.
Yeah, honestly, in a lot of ways we were. Yeah.
We were the trendsetters, bro. Because, even now, I'm like, you got all the remakes. Mm-hmm. You got all the remakes. You got all the everything coming back, bro. Yep. Now... hell, even this shirt here. I mean, look at it. It's like a fucking old He-Man shirt.
Yeah, as soon as I saw it, bro.
Everybody knows.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody's like, oh, dude, that's He-Man. Well, the guys that I guarantee you, if you go and see who fucking made or who's the founder of Grunt Style, they're probably our age.
They're millennials, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, hey, dude, let's give these people a little taste of what we had.
Because they know what crowd's going to hit it, bro.
Yeah. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Just like, and I've told guys back in the day, with the big Nike shirts with the big logo, the big bright colors and all that shit, how everybody wears it now. Yep. I told a kid, actually he's my oldest kid's age. I told him, I said, you think you got swag, bro? I said, you ain't shit. Nah, man, this is the way it is. I said, nah, bro. I said, you ain't got a fucking clue. Mm-hmm. I said, that shit started in our generation.
Yep.
Nah, you're crazy. I said, you think flat bills are tight? I said, let me show you something. I bust out an old one. He goes, man, that bitch is clean. I said, yeah, this is one of the original flat bills.
Yep.
I said, if I even take the sticker off, you'll see the tint.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, what the fuck? I said, yeah, bro. I said, I ain't doing shit.
No.
They're just copycats.
Yep.
I said, what it is, I said, people our age that grew up with this, they're finally in a position where they either have a way to make money or they're like, hey, check this shit out. Let's bring this back. Because I know everybody would do it.
Yeah.
Just like all of a sudden flannel's a thing. It's fucking Aaron Lewis bitch ass.
The good thing the corduroys didn't come back, bro.
Oh god. No, I mean they're there.
Oh no, dude.
That rainbow crowd, bro.
Oh, dude. Well, yeah. But no, man, it's. I think in our industry too, that I think eventually it'll make a full circle, bro. Because I mean, you're gonna have to.
Well, that'd be a full circle whenever we're that old time.
Yeah, whenever we get to there, I think we'll start seeing the hustle again, dude. The hustlers.
Dude, I don't know. I don't know if I can handle it.
I hope I'm not there, honestly.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what I say, right? But see, this year, if I would have stayed in, and that was another reason why we talked about this to tie us in here. So this year in July, I would have been able to, if I stayed in the service, I would have retired.
Right.
From the military, full benefits, 20 years. But at the same time, I got recalled as an IR soldier. And I had some things going on in my life, and I was like, man, I can go ahead and stick it out and go and retire. Go and just do the time. What's another 2 years, on top of what I need? Call it fucking good. Salute the mailbox every day. The check comes in, whatever. Mm-hmm. But it's just like we're talking. The generation of the soldier that I saw when I was in there, and they're really bending for the rainbow community, shit like that. When I saw that openly, I said, what the fuck is going on? And I went and asked them. I said, what are y'all doing? And these two individuals were like, you can't tell us what to do. Of course, with their tone, right? How that group talks.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm just like, no, dude. Like, you're a representation of, the United States military. You're not going to do this shit. This is not how we conduct business. This is not what we stand for. He goes, well, this is how it is, and this is how it's going to be. Yeah. And if you don't like it, then that's your problem.
Right.
So when I realized that, and I talked to somebody about it, and I told him, he goes, no, man, there ain't nothing you can do. He goes, the best thing for you to do is get the fuck out.
Yeah.
He goes, because guys like you, and the guys that guys like you that came back, and did time, this is a culture shock to you.
Yeah.
I said, yeah. He goes, you're not gonna be able to catch up.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, something's gonna happen to where somebody's gonna pop off on you, and you're gonna lose your shit. He goes, and then you're gonna be in bigger trouble.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, so your best bet is do your time as they requested and get the fuck out. And that's what I did.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Well, because it's like we said before, dude, the military is always years ahead of the civilians.
Oh, yeah.
Me personally, I don't have your experience, never served, but me personally, I don't think we'll ever see hand-to-hand combat anymore, bro.
Oh, no.
Because look at now, everything's drone strikes, everything's fucking technology based, bro.
Yeah.
You know, you might have boots on the ground, but I guarantee you there probably won't be any confrontation, bro.
No, it's more.
They'll be told don't fucking.
Well, it was already like that.
So yeah, that's what I'm saying. So yeah, I can see the military going that way because there's no need for it anymore. Right. And wars don't have to be fought with guns anymore because you can collapse an economy and that's all it takes.
Look at Joe Biden.
That's all it takes, bro. Yeah. Or you can do like Libya. You can have their own fucking country do it. Their own country committed that coup and there was no boots on the ground there.
Nope.
Well, visibly anyway.
I think the next wars will be fought, like you said, either like what we're going on right now, like information war, trying to get the minds of people, or actually more like a surveillance type, where it's just real quick and fast, and it's just like, hey, whatever.
Nah, yeah, I don't believe it'll be combat anymore, dude.
Because you know nobody likes having people, you know, getting killed.
Nah.
And you know that's a big thing.
And that's the reason we left all that military equipment in the Middle East.
Yeah, well, Afghanistan's not the only place we've left shit.
No, but there's no need for it.
No, yeah. I mean, because it cost the government a whole lot more to bring the shit back.
And they don't need to have troops on the ground to fuck them up. They'll just send a drone.
Well, no, it's fucking, you know what that is? That's a tax write-off.
Yeah.
It's a tax write-off.
How come, you know, not to get way off subject, because I know we're a little over here, but how come we didn't go into Ukraine and just end the shit?
Because
there's no need to.
No.
Aside from that, it's not a real fucking war.
Yeah.
There's no need to have boots on the ground anymore.
You could send fucking Obama. Remember, he was over making jokes about drones.
Mm-hmm.
Remember?
Yeah. And he did.
Yeah. Look at fucking Trump. What did he do?
Same thing, bro.
He fucking boom.
This whole, like, North Korea fucking around and shit, bro. We haven't ended, I say we as a country, the U.S., even though, you know, we talk a lot of shit, but a lot of these confrontations, we haven't ended them because it's beneficial.
Exactly.
That's the only reason.
Anywhere, look, and I'm going to be totally honest, and people that have been in and then know, anywhere the United States has an embassy, it's because they're getting fucking paid, bro.
Yeah. And again, the boomers are out. The boomers were the fighting crowd.
Yeah.
They had no choice.
Yeah, they're the old Vietnam recalls and all that.
Yeah, they had no fucking choice because technology just wasn't there yet.
Yeah.
But technology's been getting there. You know, it's been progressing. Yeah. Reason you're out. Reason a lot of guys are out because I mean, you can join the military to say you join the military, but you're no longer gonna be a combat vet. You're not gonna be a war hero. You might be one because you fucking flew a drone.
Yeah, I mean dude. I know guys. I know soldiers. I'm not gonna just say guys that some of the awards we got, we don't even want to win them. No. Even whenever I did my first tour and I got back, and then I got recalled and talked to other people. When those in-processing officers read it's like a resume, the DU-214. And I was just there, just like a regular old plain Jane, fucking. He was like, "Why don't you have your shit on your chest?" I'm like, "Why should I wear it?"
Yeah.
Well, why not? I'm like, "Tell me why I need to." Well, so people can know. I was like, they don't need to know a fucking thing about me. They don't need to know what the fuck I've been through. They don't need to know anything about me. I said, hell, they don't even want me here. Yep. I said, the only reason I'm here is because the fucking government told me to be here. I said, I don't want to be here no more than you want me here. Yep. I said, so fuck off.
Yeah. And
they're like, now I know why you getting all these fucking medals. I was like, whatever, dude. I said, you ain't shit. But yeah, I mean, that's the thing, though. I mean, and it's a change in generation, bro. That's all it is. It's
and there is. We know about Black Ops. We know there is still boots on the ground.
Oh yeah, those are called spooks.
Yeah, that still do the dirty work. But
it's a smaller footprint.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the majority of it too. It's generational, bro. And for some of it too, man, I can see it, bro. I can see why somebody would say, we've said it before. Iraqi freedom, Desert Storm. There really wasn't no need for that.
Nope.
You know?
We know what was going on.
Yeah. So you have those people that did stay in the military coming up, and they have a lot to do with that too. And say, you know what? There's no need to risk lives anymore. Yeah. We those guys have lost buddies. They've been through the shit, so they're looking for the better way of doing it. Yeah. They're looking to save lives, not necessarily win the war. They're just looking to save lives and say there's no need for that, for casualties anymore.
Well, yeah, I think a lot of it has to do with money too. It's one thing when you start a war, you get money, but at the same time, when you have a group of what I just said, spooks, it's a smaller guys, smaller footprint, more experienced guys. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to deal with a bunch of privates. It's just like when you go to work. You don't have to deal with all these different, lower experience. I mean, you're dealing with guys that were, Delta Force, whoever.
Legit professionals. Yeah.
I mean, these dudes are legit. And you just tell them the place where to be, blah, 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 and done. Yeah, granted, they get paid great. Oh, yeah. But, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Versus mobilizing the whole 100,000 troops. Why not just do it with a couple thousand?
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. You got guys that did stick it out in the military, that stayed, and those are the ones that are changing it for the better of those, of the majority, I'm going to say. Yeah. But then you also have the crowd in there that says, well, we got to give everybody a trophy. Yeah. So that's also seen there. Maybe people don't always make that connection, but it is there. You can see it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's fucked up, man. But, oh, yeah, dude. I don't know. This world's getting crazier and crazier. And we just can't. Sometimes you can't put your finger on it. And whenever you think you got your finger pegged on it, man, it's time to fucking...
They change it up on you, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Yep. What's that saying? Like blood in, blood out? We're going to turn it on.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Oh, man. Well, that's a pretty good little episode here, man. We got some more stuff coming out. But appreciate y'all's time. We went a little over about 7 minutes or so. But we'll holler at y'all and catch you on the next one.